Hi friends, welcome to DTK Food and Travels. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Today we're going to be visiting a certain area in Kerala, India. So this is the view I had from the airplane as we were landing in Kochi Airport in Kerala. Kerala is a coastal area in India and we'll be traveling to Ernakulam. So we made this trip a few days after I was actually in Kottayam, which is the town where we're from in India. And so to get to Ernakulam, we took a train close to 8 o'clock in the morning, and it was about a 1.5 hour train ride to Ernakulam. This was a scene at the train station. A lot of people take the train to and from work, and this is the area where they park their mopeds or motorcycles. I just thought it looked interesting. So Kochi is pretty popular for their Chinese fishing nets, and we saw some guy casting his net into the water. The place where we want to visit is actually close to Fort Kochi. It's in a little area called Mattancheri. There's a area there that's used to be pretty much mainly Jewish area. It's known as Jewtown, but to get there from Ernakulam, we have to take the water metro, which departs every 15 minutes. So even if you miss one, the next one will come along in 15 minutes. And it's about a 30 to 40-minute ride on the water metro to get to Fort Kochi. And the scenery along it is just beautiful. And we had a bonus. I didn't get to videotape it, but there were actually dolphins in the water. And I got to see a fishing net being pulled up from the water too. So it was definitely a good boat ride. So once we get to Fort Kochi, we took an auto rickshaw, or also known as tuk-tuk in some other countries. And it was a 3 kilometer drive to get to Mattancheri, which is where the Jew town is situated. And the Jews that were here actually left for Israel after the creation of the State of Israel in 1948. And that attracted mostly Orthodox community of Jews to immigrate. So there are that many Jews left in Kochi right now in the Mattancheri area, very few. And the Jew town is famous for antique shops, vibrant spice markets, and of course there's a synagogue there known as the Baradeshi Synagogue. And the Cochin Jews were the first Jewish community in India. They were one of the first Jewish communities in India, and they're the oldest in the Commonwealth. The Jewish migration included Sephardic Jews fleeing the Spanish Inquisition from Iberia in the 16th century. And these are the Jews, they were known as Paradesi Jews or white Jews. Jewish communities Kochi were primarily traders. These are some scenes along the Jew town. It's all stores and everything now, and it's all owned by other people. The Jews do not own the store anymore since they all immigrated. And the first Jews arrived in the 10th century BCE as sailors on King Solomon's boats. They settled in the ancient port city of what was then known as Muzaras, which is the modern day Kodungalur. It's about 28 miles north of Kochi. They were welcomed there by then the Hindu ruler at that time. However, in 1341, flooding of the Periyar River led the Malabar Jews south to the present-day Kochi, where they built the Kochangadi Synagogue. Cochin has long been a crossroad of culture, diversity, and trade. It's as the epicenter of the subcontinent's renowned spice trade. The town attracted traders from faraway countries, including members of India's oldest Jewish communities. And we looked into some of the stores, and the store that you just saw there, she was the oldest living Jew, and she passed away just a few years ago, and the store is actually run by someone else now. And there is a synagogue here and a cemetery, and we did go to the synagogue, and right next to the synagogue is a little museum with the history of how the Jews came to India. It's pretty interesting if you ever have the time to visit this place to find out the history. And like I was saying, a lot of the Jews here immigrated to Israel after the state of Israel was formed in 1948. This is a view of the Pardeshi synagogue, which was built in 1568. This is the cemetery. We tried to go to it, but it was closed. It was no longer open to the public to tour. After our tour, we got on the water metro and came back. And we just took a little stroll down the marina, and this is the scenery from there.